All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is Thursday, October 10th. We got two MLB playoff games to dive into in today's video like we always do. We're going to go through each and every one of these games. I'm going to give you my lean on the side. I'll give you my lean on the total. We'll talk about any other plays like player props that we like within the game as well. But as always, guys, all of my final plays, if you do want to fade me, all of those plays are going to be listed in the pinned comment. In terms of last night, yet again, one play away from the sweep. We're now on, what, an 11-3 run in our last 14 final plays, so we'll take it. That Guardians and Tigers first five under cashes. Yankees money line. Giancarlo Stanton late in the game pops one over the wall to take the lead. Juan Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I'm glad I rolled with hits, runs, and RBIs. I considered bases, but we talked about hits, runs, and RBIs in the video, right? He had 1 run, 1 RBI. So good thing we didn't go with bases. That would be they'd have to be correlated 2 hits. And then our only kind of dud, and it was a dud of the night, was the Padres team total over 3.5. Dodgers win, what, 8-0, so we didn't really get close to that one. But I'll take the 3-1 night overall. Let's keep that momentum going. Like I said, we are on an 11-3 run, which is great for me because I consider playoff baseball super, super hard to bet. I know we had a very good regular season, but these lines, these spots, these odds are all really tricky to me. So I'll take the last 14 final plays we have, hitting a decent amount of them. But let's go ahead and dive into today's games, guys. Before we do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's rock and roll. We're started off with the Tigers taking on the Guardians here. Tigers now up 2-1 in this series. They've won both games 3-0 on their side, and the only win for the Guardians was game number 1, a 7-0 win. Now, Tanner Bybee's on the mound for the Guardians. He was the starter in that game number 1 victory for them, and it's funny, each team that has won, the other team has been shut out. So it was a 7-0 win, 3-0 win, 3-0 win. I just kind of find that interesting there. On the mound for the Tigers, looks like it might be Reese Olson. I don't think that is confirmed here. At least maybe he's the primary pitcher. So definitely want to figure out who is pitching for this team before we kind of dive all in. But overall, what I've seen out of this Guardians team, it's like that offense is just lacking. And now if it is Reese Olson, they're going up against a righty. They don't hit righties all that well. We talked about it yesterday. They hit lefties okay, but even that kind of like blew up. You know what I mean? Like they got scored 0 runs. So to me, against a righty, I still think that this could be a decent spot for the Tigers to potentially close this one out. They are home. I think that if they want to advance, this may be, or not even may, this is the better game to do it in versus having to push it to game number 5, right? And Reese Olson, again, if he is pitching, I don't want to make any of these plays until we know, or maybe we can roll with like a listed pitcher bet so that if he gets ruled out, then it's a void. But overall, he's going to throw the slider, the fastball, the sinker, and the changeup. In terms of the slider here, his number 1 pitch, the Guardians, 5th worst team in the last 30 days, and that includes even teams that didn't make the playoffs, so FYI, but 5th worst team at hitting that slider. They're good at hitting the fastball, good at hitting, I guess, the changeup as well. The sinker kind of mediocre, but I still don't mind the pitch mix all that much, right? And then Tanner Bybee's standpoint, I do think that he has a decent game here today, but I just haven't seen enough out of the offense that's behind him, you know what I mean? Like, he can go out there and let up 2 runs through 5 innings, and that may be too much for Cleveland to come back and compete with. So I'm not really ragging on Tanner Bybee's performance. I think this could be another like 3-1, 3-2 type of a game where it's low scoring. So I'll take the Tigers on the money line. Again, it comes down to if Reese Olson's pitching. To me, I don't know if that is even their best move or something like that. But you know what? Whatever they're doing in the postseason, I think we can all agree kind of works right now, right? In terms of the total, it's sitting at 6.5. I mean, it's super low. I almost would prefer the Nerfy in this one. Just give me 6 outs of no run baseball. But I will lean towards the first 5 under 4 as well as the full game under. Like I said, we have not seen much offense here, and now I'm starting to think that even that 7-run game from the Guardians in game number 1 was more of a fluke. So I'll lean towards the under in all 3 ways. Nerfy, first 5, and full game. Keep an eye on the pinned comment to see what we like the best and what we end up rolling with. And then, yeah, I'll lean towards the Tigers on the money line, even though I do think that this is a pretty damn close one. Like, when I say that I like the Tigers, I think it's because I situationally like the Tigers here. They're at home. They have got the Guardians against the ropes, right? Would it surprise anybody if the Guardians win this one? No, that's why the odds are essentially a pick 'em, right? So give me the Tigers, but if you are on the Guardians, do not let me talk you off of that. Now, when it comes to a player prop here, I like Tanner Bybee's over 4.5 strikeouts. Minus 140 right now on MGM. It's minus 180 on FanDuel and minus 160 on can't even talk, on Caesar. So we do have a little bit of value there, right? He's hit it in 9 of his last 10 games. Last time he pitched against them was that game 1. He had 6 strikeouts and I think it was 4 2/3. The problem here is that if he even goes south a little bit, allows 2 runs in the first 3 innings or so, this is their season on the line, right? They're not going to have a long leash for him. So betting on a Cleveland pitcher today may not be the best, but it is the best they have to offer, right, in terms of pitcher. So who's to say he doesn't go out there and, nut up and absolutely throw an absolute gem, right? So I'm kind of banking on that for this play. Actually, earlier or last night, this opened up at 5, moved to 5.5, and now it's 4.5. So I do think that there's some value there as well in terms of the odds we're getting and the line that we're getting based on what it was. But just know the thing that might keep us off of this play is the fact that this is a winner-go-home game, and if he even looks mediocre, I have a feeling they might yank him, and he doesn't have the longest of leashes. All right, guys, before we do jump into game number 2, I want to talk to you about Underdog. If you have not checked out Underdog yet, you got to head over there and place an entry. And they have a free pick here for Brock Purdy. If you don't know what Underdog is, it's a really special app. All you do is put multiple picks together. The more you win, the more you get paid out. It's based on the player's projection as well. And that's not all. You're also going to get up to $1,000 in a deposit bonus when heading over there today. So go ahead and check it out. Capitalize on this Thursday Night Football Brock Purdy free pick there as well. Throw it in your entry, guys, and again, the more you win, the more you get paid out. This is just going to boost the payout as well as that up to $1,000 in deposit bonus. Kind of a no-brainer. Go check out Underdog. If you've been seeing it around and you're like, I'm not sure when I want to hop on. This thing is super, super fun. I know we're talking MLB here, but I have been firing Underdog slips for the NFL so far, and it's been super fun. So go ahead and check it out. That link is in the pinned comment. It's also in the description, or sign up using code GUYBOSTON. That's how you get the free square as well as the up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So go ahead and check it out. All right, let's move into the other game for today. We got Kansas City taking on the Yankees. Yankees are now up 2-1 in this series. We had them on the money line last night and got a little bit of flack for it, but I mean, it was a close game, 3-2. I thought the Yankees would kind of pull away a little bit more. Today we have Garrett Cole on the mound going up against, I believe it's Michael Wacha that is listed. Listen, I've said it all along, and I'm sorry if you are a Kansas City fan, but I said it all along that this Kansas City team is not like the Mets. They're not like the Tigers. They somehow pissed down their leg and still ended up in the playoffs because the Twins, because the Mariners, and that type of thing, right? Kind of flocked off. So I don't necessarily I think Kansas City is like the black sheep in the playoffs here. Like, I don't think that they're kind of the outlier. They're going up against arguably the best offense and potentially best team left in the playoffs. So while I like the fact they stole one from the Yankees and all that, today with Garrett Cole on the mound, I think this is a Yankee spot and they send the Royals packing. Now, have I said the Chiefs? I feel like I said the Chiefs a couple times, and maybe I'm just thinking Kansas City Chiefs. Royals or Kansas City, whatever. But the Yankees in this spot, we've seen Garrett Cole. He didn't even have his best stuff in game number 1, yet the Yankees still, provided, 6 runs for him, and they scored most of those kind of in the latter part of the game. So he only allowed, I think it was 3 runs through 4, but that's still a lot, right? But we've seen this Kansas City offense dry up. Like, I know we want to focus on that 5-run game in game number 1, but prior to that, it's kind of been what I was saying, right? Like, 1 run, 2 run, then they had the 5-run game, then they did score 4, I'll give you that, but then 2 runs yesterday. Like, their bats have gone cold at the wrong time, and this is not the team you want to have cold bats against. This is not the Baltimore Orioles that you can potentially squeak by just by pitching good and playing good defense. It's like the Yankees are most likely, yesterday is more of an anomaly than anything, most likely the Yankees are going to be able to put up 4+ runs, and if you can't get to that number, it's going to be tough. But like I said, overall, I do kind of admire that they're in this position. I just don't think that they are the next round-esque of a team. So it sounds like I'm hating on the Royals. I guess to some degree I am, but someone tell me I'm wrong in the comments, that they're not the outlier. I feel like that's going to be tough to do. All that said, I think they have the starting pitch advantage on the New York side of things. They have the better bats. They have the better bullpen. -150 is definitely a big price tag to pay, but I think the Yankees close it out tonight. If they don't, then kind of from like a baseball fan perspective, I don't mind that. Like, I like the idea of, especially as a Red Sox fan, but I'm just talking about keeping parity in the league. Like, the Yankees potentially getting knocked out, the Royals advancing, that's awesome for baseball. But to me, like, when we're putting our money where our mouth is, I think I got to open it up and say Yankees on the money line. Now, the total at 7.5, I think I'll lean towards what we've leaned a couple times in this series, and only cashed once, but the Yankees team total over. Michael Wacha's a very good pitcher, I get that, but he has, in terms of his pitch mix, right, he's going to throw a few pitches that I like to see the Yankees be able to hit here, mainly the changeup. He's a big changeup pitcher. The Yankees crush the changeup. He then throws a sinker. Yankees crush the sinker. He goes to his slider. Yankees pretty good against the slider. Fastball and cutter are the two pitches that they kind of struggle against, but the fastball is his number 2 or 3 pitch, and the cutter's like his number 5. You know what I mean? He throws a bunch of pitches. Whereas on the Garrett Cole side of things, not that I have to hype up Garrett Cole because he is Garrett Cole, but he throws a ton of fastballs. And though the Royals did do a decent job against him in Game 1, they're still the 5th worst team in terms of runs above average last 30 days against the fastball. So I don't necessarily love the spot for them. But yeah, I'll lean towards the Yankees here on the team total over, as well as them on the money line. I feel like I rambled about it, but overall, if you're a Kansas City fan, sorry for the hate. I feel like I definitely ragged all over them. But again, they just seem like the team that doesn't necessarily belong to me, but they have a tough matchup here with the Yankees. Like, it's not like they should be any better or should get out of this round. Like, going into the series, like, they took one game. Some people might say that in of itself is a win. So yeah, hopefully they do, and for all you Kansas City fans, but if we do end up making this a final play, I guess I'm still hoping for the Yanks. But guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and again, to all the Kansas City fans out there, I'm almost hoping that you guys can take down the Yankees. I just don't see it being the case, but it is what it is. I'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.